Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Dragon Warrior 1 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Last episode, Chicken ended up buying the Copper Sword to help with his grinding down in the Scorpion's Nest. The Copper Sword had an attack power of 10, which was 2.5 times greater than the 4 attack power granted by the club. I also ended up buying some leather armor, which gives plus 4 defense as opposed to the plus 2 defense that the clothes gave. We're going to be buying some new upgraded equipment. We'll be getting some chainmail, a hand axe, and we'll also be getting our first shield. So in order to get enough money to basically borrow that stuff, instead of grinding to level 6 like I said I was going to, I actually grinded to level 7. Which is good because at level 7 we get a new spell, the Sleep Spell. And there's an enemy over to the east where we're going to be headed that is very susceptible to sleep. It has no resistance to sleep, and it's a pretty tough monster, so especially for this point in the game. So having the sleep spell will be very, very important. The reason we're going to head to east is because Garenham, the town that we're going to right now to buy the chainmail, is someone in that town said that Princess Luna may be held in a cave to the east. So hey, that's where someone's telling us to maybe go. So let's head over there. So the chainmail that we're going to buy, it's only available in Garenham and Cantlin. And Cantlin's an endgame town. It's the last town you'll run into in the game. So we won't get there until much, much later. By that point, the chain armor is, worthless. You have better stuff. So we have to buy it here in Garenham. So it's 300 gold. And like the Copper Sword to the club, it is 10 to 4 compared to the leather armor, so it's a 250% increase in our defensive power. So we'll buy the chainmail here, and that'll sell our leather armor then for 35. Remember, when you sell something back, it's for half the gold of the initial purchase price. So that'll boost our defense another 6 points. We'll also end up eventually boosting our offense by 5 points, because we're going to buy a new weapon, the hand axe. Speedrunners usually skip the hand axe because you just grind a little bit longer with the Copper Sword, maybe to around like level 8 or 9. You can reach the town where the Broadsword, the next available sword, is double the attack power of the Copper Sword, is the third strongest sword in the game. It's available soon, so but I'm gonna just basically not try to overpower, just gonna play the game as intended, get all the equipment and all the gear. So the hand axe will be nice because it'll help definitely in the next area where we'll be grinding. So I'm just going to head to the east. If you're low on hit points and magic points, you can always just return back to Tangel Castle there to heal yourself, and then cast the then talk with that god to get your magic points back. But we're pretty good. As you can see, these enemies around here ain't giving us much challenge. The magicians can still give us a challenge if they hit us with their hurt spell. Magidrakes too, they're like the magicians. They're a little stronger than magicians. They have, and like magicians, they share that same AI. 50% chance to cast hurt, or 50% chance to cast or to just attack you. So, but luckily, right now, we crossed the bridge and we're in an area, new monsters, a new monster domain, but no new monsters in the domain. This is the same type of enemies that we will encounter up by Garenham. 40% red slimes, 20% drakeys, 20% ghost, 20% magicians. So, we'll be crossing another bridge though soon, and that has a new encounter zone. There are actually going to be 2 new encounter zones over here. Another red slime. Most encounter zones, they either have either 4 or 5 enemies in them. For 5, everyone is an equal percent, 20% chance. For 4, there's usually just one monster that's going to have a 40% chance. So here we're in a 4 zone area. We have ghosts, magicians, and scorpions at 20%, and then we have magidrakes at 40%. We crossed underneath the mountains here, and that puts us back where the red slime, drakey, ghost, magician area is. But once you get to this area in the forest here, where it's a wide forest. We're in a tough domain. It has ghosts, magicians, magidraki, scorpions, and the new enemy that I warned you about earlier, we didn't run into it, the skeleton. So, they're a pretty tough monster. They don't use any spells, but they hit really, really hard. If you run into one of them, you want to use the sleep spell, because they have no resistance to sleep, so you're guaranteed to put them to sleep. So, hey, here's a cave. Let's go into it, see what's down it. Luckily, we don't need a torch to go into this area. Thy bravery must be proven. Thus, I propose a test. There is a silver harp that beckons to the creatures of the Dragon Lord. Bring this to me, and I will reward thee with the Staff of Rain. I wonder if this is one of those guys that we learned about from Erdrick's tablet in that cave, the desert cave. That there's 3 items that we need to get. So, we'll find out whether it's the silver harp or the Staff of Rain that we need a little bit later, but let's continue our trek to the east. So, another scorpion here. Still, used our hurt spell to take out the scorpions, so you rolled pretty poorly there on that hurt spell, though. So hopefully the scorpion doesn't have a lot of hit points. Like I said, enemies can have a range from 75% to 100% of their max hit points. Scorpions have a max of 20 hit points, so they can have anywhere between 15 and 20 hit points. So, well, take care of it. Yeah, so once you get to the point where the forest thins out a little bit, east-west wise, that's when you get into the domain where you won't run into skeletons anymore. But there's a town further to the east that we're going to go visit, Cole, and that's where we're going to get our new weapon, the hand axe. To the immediate east of Cole, one tile basically over, that's the new encounter zone. It's the same encounter zone here where you can run into skeletons, where you got ghosts, magicians, magidraki, scorpions, and skeletons. So we're gonna actually walk around there a little bit, hopefully maybe get a skeleton so I can show off that new sleep spell, because we're probably not gonna have enough money to buy the hand axe right away. The hand axe goes for 560 gold. It's available in Garenham, Cole, Lamolder, and Cantlin. Cantlin, like I said, is a last end town. You wouldn't be buying it there. So, but there's our new town, Cole. So we're going to go to the area to the east of it, because I get just a little bit of stronger encounters there. We can potentially, like I said, run into the skeleton, and I'd maybe like to see one of them. But luckily, we don't have too much grinding to do to get that the 560 needed for the hand axe. So that's our big shot that we want to grab. So in terms of experience, what we want to try to get is our next goal is at 800. That's level 8. And we unfortunately do not gain any new spells at level 8. The next spell we'll get is level 9 Radiance spell, which is like a torch. It's a larger torch though, so but it reduces in after so many steps. It starts out, I think, as a radius of 3, and then goes down to 2 like the torch, and then it goes out. So. But hey, we got a few new interesting things there. The scorpion missed us. Like us, there's a chance that we dodge attacks, which is always good. And there's also a slim chance that we do an excellent move. If we do an excellent move, basically the enemy's defense is not taken into account for that hit. So we had an excellent move there against a magician earlier. So, but us dodging and excellent moves are both kind of low percentages, so wouldn't necessarily go into a battle against an enemy stronger than what you are that you can take thinking, oh, I'll just get an excellent move. They're kind of rare, so. But hey, we got the 560 gold to buy the hand axe, so let's head on into Cole. This is the village of Cole. When we come back here much later, there's an item we can get. East of Hawkins is a town, it is said, where one may purchase weapons of extraordinary quality, and that is Cantlin, the final town in the game. There's an item we can get here that'll help us get into Cantlin later, but where you want, if you know where it's at, you can get it right now. But I'm gonna wait to get it when somebody tells me where to get it in this town. So that's a nice thing there. We ended up selling our copper sword for half its purchase price, 90, which is just enough to buy the small shield, the first shield in the game. The small shield gives a defensive bonus of +4. So you basically got +10 defense. This thing we got +6 more from the chainmail, opposed to the leather arm, and then +4 from the small shield. So his letter said that fairies know how to put the golem to sleep. And that kid said that the south is pretty dangerous. Golem is afraid of the music of the flute, 'tis said. Please save us from the minions of the Dragon Lord. And the flute is the item we can find in here. Hast thou seen Nestor? I think he may need help. Nestor again. Can we talk with this guy? Let's see. In legend it is said that fairies, yeah, we haven't talked to this guy, so we're going to start to learn about this fairy and the golems. Here's our inn. Pretty expensive, but yeah, we don't need to stay here. We have enough hit points to get back to Tantagel Castle. This bath cures rheumatism. Alright. Unfortunately, we can't use the bath. We're going to walk through this swamp here, though. We're going to take 8 damage, because 2 per tile. Just to talk to this guy who tells us, Thou art as brave as thy ancestor, chicken. Thou cannot defeat the great Dragon Lord with such weapons. Thou should come here again. We can come back here later on. I'll do it in the bonus episode with the best weapon in the game. Maybe his dialogue changed a little bit. Art thou a descendant of Erdrick? Hast thou any proof? So once again, we have doors we want to come back here to when we get keys. Here's a tool shop, but we can't buy any keys here. We can buy a new item there, the wings. If you use the wings, it takes you instantly back to Tantagel Castle. Hast thou then been to the southern island? Nope. To the south, I believe, there's a town called Womoldar. Okay. That's where we can get that broadsword. And that guy, if we say we have in south, he tells us that, hey, powerful enemies are there, but that one kid told us that too. Womoldar is the place to buy keys, so we have to go there. There's 3 towns we can buy keys. Cantlin, the final town, Womoldar, and we can actually buy keys in Tantagel Castle. But the key shop in Tantagel Castle is behind a key door. So, yeah, you need a key to be able to buy keys there, so. Speaking of Tantagel Castle, we are going to be heading back there now, because we pretty much did all we need to do so far. Our next town we want to go to is south, beyond the Swamp Cave, to Womoldar to buy those keys. But there's another place we can go to get a little stronger to deal with those strong enemies that we were told about, that we were warned about, basically. And that is the Mountain Cave. There was that one cave off to the west, surrounded by mountains, if you're grinding the Scorpion's Nest. That's going to be our next place to go. There's some good equipment in there. It's a good place to gain some money to buy some more equipment. It's like the half-plate armor to better deal with those monsters in the south. So we can take a shortcut here. It would just cost us 6 hit points, but it cuts out a bunch of random encounters there if we head north and over to the bridge to the west. So if you got some enough hit points to tank that 6 damage, go that way. Save some time. So. But yeah, that Mountain Cave is the next place where we are going to be going. So it's an optional dungeon. There's an item in there that unfortunately is bugged, doesn't do anything. But we're going to pick it up because, like I said, it's for 100%. And if you get really, really lucky, there's a coast item you can get there. And you're thinking, why is a coast item? Why would that be lucky? Because you can sell coast items for a lot of money. There's a coast necklace and a coast belt. Both of them you can sell for decent money. The bad thing with coast is when you're coast, you aren't allowed to enter the castle, so you can't save your game. But if you do find yourself coast, the only way you get coast is to put on either one of those 2 items. Just go back to Breckenary Town, and remember there's that one guy there who said, like, hey, I remove coasts. So you just have to go talk with him, and you'll be good to go. And we're almost good to go. We just have to, as always, heal ourselves up. You might notice there, since you've got that small shield, our character, Chicken, his sprite on the overworld now has a shield in his left hand, so that's pretty neat. Just like how when we bought the club, his sprite changed and he ended up getting the weapon in his right hand. Yeah, the sprite changes when we equip ourselves, so. And that's how our final sprite will be, basically, so. There's one event that can change your sprite again, but we're not going to spoil that one, so. But let's make sure we don't spoil all the progress that we made by returning back to King Bean here, talking with him and saving our game on the Imperial Scrolls of Honor. So, as always, once you save the game, make sure you hit the reset button, otherwise you can lose your save. So, take care, have a good one. I will see you on our next episode where we're going to explore the Mountain Cave. Have a good day. Bye.